Here we are in eastern Montana chasing pronghorn antelope. Here we are, August 14th. In eastern Montana, antelope season's opening for archery. Now, I've done this before. Some of you might have seen my other show. We tried decoying antelope, and boy, did they kick my butt. Out of all the hunts, that hunt, chasing antelope with a bow, has just been sticking with me and sticking with me and sticking with me. Decided to do another show. Who could I get to come with me? And I thought, gosh, once again, Matt Walski.
So Huntley calls up and invites me out to eastern Montana to go on an antelope hunt. I'm absolutely thrilled.
So when I was looking at where I was gonna go, I got introduced to a guy named Tracy Wire with Hidden Valley Outfitters. Walski got in a little bit earlier than me to camp.
I've watched antelope shows, and there's a lot of unsuccessful antelope hunts that I've seen out there. I know it's very, very hard. I know it's one of the hardest animals to take with your bow in North America. To be honest with you, I was a little bit nervous.
Now I'm driving, pulling a trailer and some equipment, and he saw Matt, said hi to Tracy, and he said, look, you can hunt however you want. I've got this ranch, about 18,000 acres. It's a great antelope place. He said, I don't have any other hunters this year. You kind of have the place to yourself. We drove around. Tracy showed us some of the land, and we started just looking at this landscape. This country out here is some of the most beautiful country, I think, in the state of Montana. There's a vastness to this landscape, and it's remote, and it's quiet. You look out and you can see for miles and miles, and in the evening, you know, the sky turns purple. You can see when the sun sets and the sun rises. It's unbelievable. It's really one of the most spectacular places I've ever been. So we get out there on the first hunt. I really want to get one out on the prairie. And early in August, you have a better chance of finding antelope that are in smaller groups or by themselves. That's really what I'm looking for. I'm trying to avoid the large herds. Walski and I get out on the prairie. We got the decoy, and we've scoped some bucks out, a couple here, a couple there. We put some stalks on them. Those antelope are gone. Not necessarily that they even spooked, they've just moved. So we do several setups, we start moving around. There's not enough cover. We're gonna have to get low. We're gonna be really low, like on our bellies. Sorry that didn't work out for you. It's tough. It's really tough, spot and stock. Tried some decoying. Nothing's really panned out.
After the spot and stalk and this decoying with Huntley, I'm going into the blind.
We weren't able to get close enough to anything to make that decoy really interesting. We had heard that we were gonna get some weather possibly, maybe even some rain, but definitely some cloud cover. Temperature's supposed to drop a little bit, barometric pressure's gonna drop. And I'm thinking that's the time to be out on the prairie. But when it's been these clear skies, hot right now, we need to be sitting at a water hole waiting. Walski gets in his blind, and I get in my blind. It's 97 degrees. We're right on the edge of a water hole. The ruts hasn't started, but the bucks are definitely kind of starting to round up some does to get ready for it.
I might come out of here cooked. It's like an oven. But at least they'll be coming to this water, hopefully.
Sitting in a ground blind with no shade in 95, 97, 98 degree heat for 13 hours a day, that takes a lot of discipline.
I had a group of antelope come in. My first time seeing these things, seeing them this close. They were just staying outside of bow range for the longest time, and I couldn't figure if it was us, the wind. I mean, we weren't moving at all. Couldn't figure out really why these critters wouldn't come in there.
It's pretty slow for me. just wasn't seeing much. Just some cows came in. I'm really hoping Walsky's not having this experience because I want him to have some action, you know? I at least want him to see something, especially his first experience out. I think that's really good. Even if you don't get anything, it gets you excited, know what you're after, kind of sets the pace, I think, that first hunt for the rest of your trip.
Finally, a doe came and drank right at the edge, and then we had a buck that came down. My first antelope buck, 35 yards from me. It's drinking water, it's got its head down, which is the perfect opportunity to draw. I couldn't get into position for the shot. Just really didn't feel comfortable with it, and he ended up leaving the water hole. After seeing all the antelope shows that I've seen on television and stuff like that, I thought that was my one chance this week.
So we've been sitting here for about 4 hours. We got some cows here. A mallard hen just came in. We haven't seen any antelope.
To try to wrangle one of these things and get near them any which way you can and get one with a bow is just unbelievably hard. So I link up with Matt after the first hunt of the water hole, and I'm like, man, did you see anything?
I was like, you know, golly, I had him. I should have tried to get the shot in there, but again, you know, if you don't feel comfortable with a shot, you know, you shouldn't take it.
Stay low, stay low.